Hey,
Okay.
how's your vacation or
It was the traffic is very heavy.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, so let's do some catch up on some stuff. Oof. Okay, well, it's been a while since I posted. Had a lot going on. Wow, boy, where do I start? Crypto mining business. We had to put a little pause on that for a bit because we were adding new coins onto it. So now we're having more coins like Litecoin, Doge. What else are we adding? CKB, which is Nervos. And then we should be adding Alephium. And also, wait, is that all? Hang on one sec. I was doing something else. And then ETC. So we have Ethereum Classic, Alephium, Nervos, Litecoin, and Doge. So those are going to be the coins that we are adding on. So we're kind of working on the back end structure right now, hopefully getting that up within this week. So next week it should be available. So yeah, we're looking at October 15th or something around there. So yeah, sorry, I haven't been posting much. Just been kind of working on that. So, the company hasn't been making too much money, other than the people that are, having virtual machines for Caspa. And yeah, I think, once we get the rest of the coins on there, we're just going to have more users, because we like to democratize crypto mining in a sense where anyone should be able to, if you don't want to have a physical crypto mining rig at your house because it's noisy, or they have less noise machines too, but having a physical miner takes up space, right? And if you have space, by all means, that's fantastic. But I think for some people that live in small apartments that can't really afford to have these type of machines taking up space, we would love to have them use our system and stuff like that. So anyways, that's kind of what's happening with the crypto mining. And then my other business, which is still kind of running, but I want to make it global, right? So I kind of want to get more clients on board because we have available resources to scale now. And the good thing about this company is we are able to tap into a market that no one else can right now. And that is huge for a lot of people. And the market in specific is in China. So the Chinese market is very, very hard to get into. Mostly because when you do business in China, you need a business registered in China to be able to do promotions like even social media and things like that, because everything runs off of WeChat. And to get a WeChat account, to properly have it working with all the features that are included, like for everyone who downloads WeChat outside of China, you may have less features than you do with people that are in China. For example, let's say like mini programs. These are things that you need a Chinese based account and business to have a mini program that is obviously developed, and also to be able to take payments and things like that. You need a Chinese bank account. So a lot of it has to do with stuff in China. And because we have a business entity in China, as well as we have all the connections set in place to have, let's say you have a business, right? Or you want to sell whatever product you have in China. And if your product is already made in China, that's even better because we have warehouse spaces to hold all the inventory if you need it, or if you have a factory that makes it. Sometimes factories can't hold inventory for you. So, you end up putting it to like warehouses and stuff like that, which they some warehouses actually don't specialize in e-commerce. So we love to support e-commerce people who want to sell in China and to have marketing done in China. Like we have live streamers on board where they live stream, pretty much every other day to promote whatever product or service for our clients. So the other type of clients are like, let's just say you have a business in the States, you have a manufacturing in the States that's made in America and great quality, and you want to sell that into China. Or you have like a luxury watch brand and you make it in Europe and it's all handmade and you want to get your brand a little bit well known, right? And you're obviously looking for the wealthy people. We can help you do that. We can put it in China and sell it in China. And so we go through all the business meetings. We do events for people that have certain type of events that they need to go to. We can have people to go to those events, represent the company, things like that, build relationships. And so, we do everything. Like for companies that want to fully have an operation in China, we can set them up with business registration, bank account opening, setting up a WeChat, setting up a CN website, and then having all the infrastructure set up. And we can do recruiting for hiring as well. And we're just a full stack marketing and development company, but not just focused on China. We can do entry into Japan. We can do entry into United States. We have a lot of Chinese clients that have businesses that want to sell their service or product in the United States. So we help them with that as well. And I feel like this type of business is really hard to do unless you have the resources and the networks that I have built myself. And I'm sure a lot of other people have, but it's one of the first of its kind to build a business like this that is so robust in so many different areas. And so I want to open it up globally. So currently we're constructing the website. It should be up hopefully in a week. And around the same time as when, we add more coins to the crypto mining business. But that's pretty much the update that I have for you for now. And I have some other videos that I want to make because, I base my videos off of things that I just want to talk about, right? Whether some of you watching find it valuable or you might find it as a piece of advice or a piece of food for thought that you can take for later. And if that certain thing comes up that I talked about, then at least you can kind of refer back to this video, or not this particular video, but the videos that you watch throughout my channel. And I also want to just be authentic with you guys in terms of what I'm going through, ups and downs, failures, accomplishments, and things like that, because it's not easy being a business owner in the very beginning stages of companies and things like that. And, me running 2 companies with my friend, and we're kind of going through all the steps and stuff, right? But, to get to where I am today, it took years already, right? And I'm not here to be claiming to be like a multi-millionaire. I would almost argue to say I'm still on my way there. But I was blessed to have other business opportunities in the past, working for other people, having clients on the side, to be able to afford to do things that I really want to do, like buying a house and things like that. But I think because I'm not such a extravagant person, like I don't show off my success or my successes with items like luxury handbags, luxury shoes, watches, cars. None of that interests me. And it's mostly because, sorry, I just kind of choked there. It's mostly because that I don't want to necessarily waste my money on things that I feel like I'm gonna get bored of. And that's kind of been my habit. Like if I go into a shop of whatever kind, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Let's just say it's like a luxury watch shop, and I go in there. I'm looking at these watches. I'm like, I go as far as to finding the one that I probably would likely purchase, right? And I get there and I'm like, one, how often do I wear watches? Like I don't wear anything, right? Like maybe the one thing I might wear is like I already have a watch that I'm proud of because it's not that expensive. Hang on, let me see if I can go find it. Okay, so this is a watch that I'm very proud of because it was one of my first accomplishments at my goal, which was to save money. And that sounds like such a simple goal that anyone can do. But if I told you, and this is a fact, the average Western person, whether it's in America, Canada, Australia, UK, or Europe, the average person saves about 5% of their total earnings, right? And that 5% is usually used up with purchases that are depreciating, purchases that are like vacation, things like that. And so essentially, by the end of it, they don't have any savings. And I wanted to try to, see how hard it was to save up. And having a job that didn't really pay well, and I was just like, but I wanted this one watch because I went to a jeweler and I was like, I want this watch. And I had to save up. I forgot how long I saved up for it, but I finally saved up for it. And it wasn't that expensive. But, back then, working minimum wage and you having to, pay for other things that you're being responsible for. Like once you get a job, out in the market, you're responsible for a lot more things that you take for granted that your parents paid for you, right? And this is the first watch. So this is a Bulova watch, okay? And let me see if I can get that in focus for you. So this Bulova watch has all the little, so these are supposed to be diamonds around. And then it's very simple. It's like a black on black with silver and diamonds. But obviously the diamonds are only on where the numbers would be. And obviously I'm not such a big watch guy to the point where I'm like, I know, like, is this a Swiss dial or whatever? If it says on the back, maybe I know. And it doesn't say? I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know anything about watches to fully appreciate them. And I don't collect watches. Like, I don't have any other watch other than this and my other G-Shock, which is like discolored. Because I use it a lot. And so those are the only watches that I have. And then I wear like a Buddhist bracelet that we call Tiger Eye. It's kind of a reddish brown stone on it. And I wear that. But honestly, I love not wearing anything, right? And I guess that's for me just a habit that I developed for myself of not putting anything on my wrist. I do have things like this that I'm very proud of. Like this watch, I forgot to tell you what the price was, but this watch currently goes for around $800 on the market. Back then, however, this watch, when I first bought it for, was only $350. But back then, it was a lot of money to me. And I didn't go, we had convenience stores that were run independently back then, small mom and pop shops. And I'm sure there are still some around, but they're obviously getting taken over by 7-Eleven and stuff. But back then, we used to go out with our friends, right, with the allowances that our parents gave us. And these pieces of candies would be like 5 cents each, 10 cents each, and we would put them in little bags, and we'll go to the cash register, and then we'll go head straight to the beach or something, or the skate park. And that's how we kind of grew up. And that's what we spent our money on, right? And obviously now that I think of Bitcoin, I wish I saved that money and invested in Bitcoin. But, that was back then. And my goal was to save up to get this watch. And that was a goal, right? It's an accomplishable goal. I had to be determined. And I think in anything in life that you want to accomplish, you just have to be determined enough to do it. And if you're not determined enough, then you don't want it that bad. And that's the honest truth. So, take it from me, from a person who still has this watch from my first, actually not my first job, but it's probably my fourth job that I had. And I saved up for it, and then I got it. And that's all I want. Like, I don't need anything else. And I think you'll start to see a lot of people coming up, like entrepreneurs, financial gurus on YouTube or whatever platform there is in the future. I think you're going to see a lot of people that are just going to be more authentic. More of people that are, like, I feel like there's some people that are almost pressured into buying expensive stuff. And I'm just not all about that. Like, why do I need a luxury car? I've driven luxury cars, and I was like, I'm never buying these. I would never, ever buy a luxury car for myself. I would go rather buy like a Ford Raptor or, something that I think would be utility-wise, it would make sense. Looks cool. But most of all, just like comfort. I'm all about comfort. These Lamborghinis, Ferraris, whatever, McLarens, they're not comfortable. I don't see what people see the hype on them other than the fact that other people hype them up to be such a big thing. I just don't see it. So, yeah. I just love a car that gets me from point A to point B and back. Totally fine. Totally fine. And it's not that I'm stingy or anything. I just don't feel the pleasure in getting those stuff. Like, what is the point? They're depreciating assets anyways, right? And I would rather spend money on experiences. Although I haven't taken a vacation for a while, like 2 years now. Because, trying to get these businesses to the point where it's like fully autonomous, to the point where I can step back and go take a vacation. But right now I still have to babysit it, with my business partner, and that's totally fine. And I have to do some of the legwork still. But the thing is, the beauty is we don't have that many people hired. And I think there's a lot of people that do a mistake when it comes to business is hiring people for the sake of hiring. Like they realize that they need some help. Okay, that's totally fine. I don't discount the fact that entrepreneurs are busy and they need some delegation to executive assistants, to customer service, maybe marketing person, etc., etc. I think one of the biggest mistakes I see, and I see this in a lot of e-commerce people as well, is they start to hire people because they have the money to, and then by the time you spend all your money on people, you go broke. You go in the red. And that's only because you are spending way too much money. There's too much outgoing money for the money that is coming in. And once you get a stable flow of income coming in, I would say, yes, you can start hiring for a couple of people, see that how they work out. Maybe you can delegate a little bit more responsibilities in the very beginning. They might have to wear different hats. But at the end of the day, once you need to be able to see where the cash flow is coming in and where is it going out. And if the out is more than the coming in, then you're eventually going to go broke if you keep doing that. Now, there's a big difference between taking risk and, all that kind of stuff. But having that aside, just like the basic general rule is if you have way too much cash going out and not so much coming in, and that goes on for a long period of time, you're going to go broke for sure, right? It's just pretty self-explanatory common sense. But there's a lot of people that do it. And unfortunately, they're not calculating, like they should have finances down. Like hire an accountant, get someone to calculate your finances, and you need to know what you can spend money on. Like maybe this month you can't spend any money. You can't hire anyone. Sorry. You just can't. There should be someone that's telling you that. So if hiring a finance person is probably one of the best things you can do. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the stuff that I want to talk about with you guys. But again, thank you very much for the few of you that's watching, or however much people this video is going to get. But I do want to keep kind of expanding on this. And also, there's a few videos that I saw that I didn't quite agree with. Well, not really sense of agreeing. It's almost like I came to a realization that there are things that people aren't telling you, and that's going to be in the next episode. So yeah, follow my journey, subscribe, do what you have to do. But appreciate everything, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, talk to you guys later.